Welcome friends. In today's video I am going to show you how you can print the spiral of a matrix by writing the code in C. So first of all, let us go to the main function. Inside the main function I have declared 5 variables I, j, r and a double pointer a. So first of all, we are going to take the number of rows as well as columns as input and store it inside the two variables r and c respectively. And after that we are dynamically allocate the memory to the double pointer a. First of all, we are going to allocate r number of rows inside the pointer r, and then for each of the rows we are going to allocate c spaces which are going to be the column spaces for each of the rows. So by this we are going to allocate r cross c memory locations of integers inside the double pointer a. And then we are going to take the elements of the matrix as input in the row wise fashion. So we are going to go row wise and take the inputs inside the columns. So after taking the elements as input inside the double pointer a or the matrix, we are going to invoke the print spiral function, which is going to take 3 arguments which are a, r and c. So now let us move on to the print spiral function. So inside the print spiral function, we are going to declare some variables I, j, I1, j1, I2 and j2. And also we are going to initialize I1 as 0, j1 as 0, I2 as r minus 1 and j2 as c minus 1. Then we are going to print the spiral of the matrix. So for printing the spiral, I have written a while loop here. Basically the idea is that we are going to print the spiral only for square matrices. So the code which I have written in C does not print the spiral for non-square matrices or rectangular matrices. It only prints the spiral formed out of square matrices only, having the number of rows and columns as equal. So inside the for loop, it is going to run until this condition remains satisfied, that is I1 less than r by 2 or j1 less than c by 2 or I2 greater than equal to r by 2 or j2 greater than equal to c by 2. Inside the while loop, I am going to write 4 for loops one by one. So now let me show you one diagram so that it can become very clear. So as you can see, this is a square matrix having equal number of rows and columns. So basically the idea is that it is first of all going to traverse this row. So for that, the I value, that is the row value, is not going to change. So in this row only the column index or the j value is going to change. So for this row, the j value is going to change from j1 until j2. So j will assume the values from j1 till j2. So like this it is going to traverse, and after completing traversing this row, we are going to traverse this column. So for this, the row values are going to change, that is the I index is going to change, but the column index will not change, that is the j value will not change. And after printing this entire row, we are going to increment the I1 value. So for printing this column, we are going to make use of this for loop here. So after printing this column, we are going to decrement the value of j2. And for printing this row over here, after printing this column, we are going to decrement the value of j2. and this for loop over here will print this row, and after printing this row we are going to decrement the I2 value, and the last for loop over here is going to print this column. And after that we are incrementing the J1 value. So again, until this condition gets satisfied, it is going to do the same. And one thing you might have noticed is that it is not going to print this value, because after printing this entire row we are incrementing I1. So it will not print this row again, because we are writing here A plus I1 plus J. So likewise, the next column is also going to get printed, and the next row, then again the next column in a spiral fashion. Again the next row, next column. Likewise it is going to go and print all the elements present inside the respective grids. So we are going to get a spiral of this sort, and finally our entire spiral is going to get printed. So this is the concept behind the spiral of the matrix. So now let me compile the code and execute it. So for instance, I am going to take the number of rows and columns as 5 and 5 respectively, and now enter the elements of the matrix in the row measure form. So the spiral formed is this one. So if you go by the row, we will get 1, 4, 3, 2, 5 till this one, and then 4, 6, 4, 7, 6 till this, 4, 5, 1, 1, 1, 1, 4, 5, 1, 1, 1, 1, then 2, 6, 5, 5, 5, 2, 6, 5, 5, 5, then 6, 2, 3, 4, 6, 2, 3, 4. So as you can see, the spiral of the matrix is formed. And now let us take another example, and in this time we are going to take the number of rows and columns as an even number. So let me take 4, enter the elements. So the spiral formed is this one. So let us traverse in this way: 2, 3, 4, 5, then 4, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 2, 2, 3, 2, 2, 2, 4, 6, 5, 4. So in this way we are going to print the spiral of any matrix, whether the dimensions are even or odd. So one thing I want to mention here is that it will only print the spiral of square matrices. This is not the code which prints the spiral of rectangular matrices. So that's all from this video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. If you really enjoyed, don't go away without liking, sharing as well as commenting down on this video, and press the like button on this video, and do comment your valuable feedback in the comment section. And until I meet you all in the fresh videos, stay safe, stay aware, and also subscribe to my channel for getting such awesome content. Thank you.
Lit.